Today, the Darren Mann Encounter team pays a visit to Fort Frederick, one of the earliest structures to be constructed in what was then Port Elizabeth. It's been a permanent feature and fixture on the list of tourist attractions in Nelson Mandela Bay ever since. What's the state of it today in 2024? We thought we'd take a look. Come along. So here's what it's about, and I'm hoping I can read this properly for you. First thing I see, this fort was built at the end of 1799 during the war with France as a permanent military base overlooking the only safe anchorage on the southeast coast. No shot was ever fired in anger from its walls. Okay, this is the entrance to Fort Frederick. Before we go in, there's another little plaque to read. Let's see what it says. 1799 to 1868, first permanent military outpost in the Eastern Province, established in 1799 and named after His Royal Highness the Duke of York. From this fort, the Commandant, Captain Francis Evatt, superintended the landing of the 1820 settlers, erected by the Historical Monuments Commission. I'm going to invoice for all this tourist information that I'm giving. Right, so I'm going to approach this as if I was a tourist being brought here by one of the tour guides. In we go. Nothing blowing me away yet. I can't see anywhere where you can buy something to eat or drink, firstly. And that seems to be a missed opportunity. No souvenir shop. I'm not exactly sure what I expected, but it's a little underwhelming. Okay, the first thing's not so big, but the grass hasn't been cut for a while. We can see that the weeds are growing knee-high in some places, but it's not too bad. I'm okay so far. First thing I want to see, though, is the view. That's got to be great. I doubt we could be disappointed by the view from up here. It's right on the edge of the Barkens River Valley. There's a cliff going down that way. I'm guessing these are the original cannons. There's no information to tell me whether it is or not. There's no information about the cannons themselves. That's Algoa Bay. I would say this is a world-class view. Some of the man-made structures in between me and the bay maybe aren't that great, but this is a good view. I don't think anyone could criticize it. Beautiful. Right, so if I'm looking at this from a tourist point of view, I'd find this interesting. What is this about? Why is it here? It seems important. There's absolutely no information about what it is or what its purpose or function is. Nothing about the cannons themselves. I'd love to know what size they are, how old they are, where they were made. We know a shot was never fired in anger from them. A little bit of information as a tourist just coming in and being left to my own devices. Yeah, again, a little underwhelming. I've already said there should be a souvenir kiosk here, some sort of memorabilia on sale. Something to eat, something to drink. There's absolutely nothing. And what I've just seen out the corner of my eye, should you need to go to the toilet while you're here, take a look. Hopefully you don't need the ablutions as a tourist when you come here, because there's nothing here other than this. Good luck. Okay, what have we got here? Gunnery, granary, armory, I've got absolutely no idea, and there's no sign or information to tell me what it is or what it was. It does look as if the odd vagrant has spent a night or two in here. There's litter, there's graffiti all over the walls. No idea what this is. It's certainly not from 1799, and it doesn't belong here. It actually looks like a bit of a hazard. If you had old people or kids that were with you as part of your touring party, I'm not sure you'd want to find these around. I don't know why it hasn't been cleared up. This would seem to be a kiosk for the use of the security guard. There is one at the entrance. It says he gets you at 8:30 in the morning, stays until 3:30 in the afternoons, and I see some personal effects in there. Also toilet paper, should you need to use the toilet that we showed you earlier. Just look at all the litter that's here. There's so much that's banked up here, hasn't been cleaned. And there's a sheer cliff right in front of us. The drop-off here is immediate and extreme. We're right at the edge of a cliff face. Okay, so the litter is bad enough. It's not just paper and plastic, but it's also items of clothing, canvas, cardboard all over. That's bad enough. But take a look at this. Clearly maintenance isn't a priority. This fence has just been ripped down. Nothing's been done about it. And as we mentioned earlier, the danger is evident. We're right at the edge of a cliff face. It's sheer. It goes down directly. an old person, a any person, maybe just losing their footing here, this could be pretty dangerous. Okay, what we have here, I think, is the resting place of Francis Everett, who was the commandant who superintended the landing of the 1820 settlers from Fort Frederick back in the day. There's writing on the stone which I can't see. It's faded. The relics of Captain Everett were interred on this spot. This is something as a tourist that you'd want some clear information on, surely. I think this is pretty important. Certainly been fenced off, not that the fence has necessarily been looked after, or the area around it has been maintained incredibly well. But yeah, I'd love to be able to read what's on that stone. No information here for me as a tourist at all. I don't know what that's about. Opportunity lost. I think this bench is safe. I think it will be. Could certainly do with some maintenance, sanding, a lick of varnish. Yeah, there's potential here. There really, really is. But there are things we've missed. We're advertising this as a major tourist attraction in our city. There should be more information around. There should be souvenir kiosks. There should be flyers and information regarding other tourist attractions in the city. Should be something for you to eat or drink. There should be better toilets. The gardens could be looked after a little better. But to be quite honest, it's better than I'd heard it was. Someone had been here before and they told me it was in terrible state at Fort Frederick. It's a bit better than I anticipated, but we can do better. We really, really can. We've just seen that great big cruise liner in the bay, parked in the harbour. Hundreds and hundreds of visitors from overseas who are there. They're going to be visiting the city looking for tourist attractions. This should be one of the prime ones. It's advertised as one of the prime ones. We keep talking about how important the tourist dollar is to our economy. We need to start walking the walk as well as talking the talk, I think. And in doing so, the area is becoming increasingly run down. Maybe there are little spots of rejuvenation here or there. But it might be an opportunity to create some pride in the area. Job opportunities for some people if we were to exploit this. Yeah, I'll give us a 3 or a 4 out of 10 on this. Would you come here?
So that's Fort Frederick. There are challenges, but there's also clearly potential. What do you make of it? Would you visit? Would you advise tourists to visit? Tell us in the comments and like and subscribe, please. There's a new video on the way soon.